It's a Q&A. Hey Vasko, do you plan on doing any other collabs with YouTubers, and are you working on another challenge for Sword and Shield? Yes, I stream with Squidman and 2 other content creators every Sunday night from 7:30 PM EST to around 10:30. My end is streamed over on Twitch and his end is streamed over on YouTube. Links to both can be found in the description. Or if you meant like video collabs on my channel, yes, I am working on a Nessa and Pearson at the moment. Next question. Would you be a Pokemon gym leader? Why or why not? I've seen a lot of Poketubers make videos on this topic, but for now, I'm gonna have to say no, since gym leaders usually have to pick one type of Pokemon to use, and I cannot pick a favorite. But I am curious what y'all think, so let me know in the comments below what type of Pokemon you think I'd specialize in. You said in one of your Twitch streams, link below, that one of your relatives was an archaeologist. What did he specialize in? Rock types, of course. To be honest, I'm not too sure myself. Looking at his publications, he mainly focuses on more recent history, around the early 1900s, but in general, he's been to several excavation sites, which to be honest, they're pretty common in Bulgaria. We're a very old country, so like if you start digging down, you're gonna find something from like 1,000 years ago. Also, if you are really into history, Bulgaria is a great country to visit once the corona apocalypse is over. We have lots of museums and ancient buildings and nice nature and good food, and 10 out of 10 would recommend. If you could go anywhere in the world, where would you go? Bulgaria? I miss my grandparents, I miss my friends, I miss walking around stuff from 1,000 years ago, and I miss foraging for mushrooms in the mountain with my grandpa. It's where I'm from, and I get homesick from time to time, and I've been very homesick lately thanks to the corona apocalypse. So if I could go anywhere right now, that's where I'd like to go. If you never moved to America, then where do you think you'd be today? Bulgaria? Or some other European country, like the UK, Germany, France, maybe Switzerland? Who knows, but probably somewhere in Europe. What were you like growing up? Well, before I moved to the US, I was a very outgoing and creative child. I used to make up games at home. I also used to draw comics. Heck, at one time, I even put up like a puppet show for school. I don't even know why we made like random duck-looking puppets, and I was like, oh, that'd be cool to make a show out of. So like I got a couple friends and I organized the whole thing, and then we did a little puppet show. It was fun. Also, I was basically like the class president is in animes. Like I had a lot of friends at school and I had really good grades and it was all nice and dandy. And then I moved to the US. Let's just say being an East European in the US in the early 2000s was not the best. I got bullied for the way I dressed because, I wore turtlenecks, I wore vests. People kept thinking I was a goat farmer. That is rude. I am not a goat farmer. Although to be frank, my grandparents probably do know a goat farmer, but that's beside the point. Also, I barely knew any English, so I nearly failed the 5th grade. I quickly became the quiet kid at school, cause can't make fun of me if I don't say anything, And then I became the super smart kid. If I couldn't make good friends, at least I could make good grades. Probably explains my lack of personality now. Why are you camera shy? Low self-esteem, and I don't think the videos I make are as high quality as I'd like them to be, so I'm a bit on edge about putting my face and associating that with the current quality of content I make. I know my scripts can be better, I know my editing can be better, I know everything I do can be better, and at the moment the stuff I make isn't quite on par with the quality I'd like it to be, so be patient with me. Why are you so interested in the stats behind all the abilities? Because I am a nerd who loves to learn. And at their core, video games are just a bunch of math with a whole bunch of if statements. Hello, world. The best way to learn how a game works is to understand the stats behind different abilities and how they're applied in the game. And then you can make more informed decisions and just be better at the game. Since my aim is trash in Splatoon, and I like to use non-meta Pokemon and Pokemon, it's basically the only way to be sorta decent at these games. Do you think the tips you give affect the players who use them in a good or bad way? Do they ever affect or impact yourself? I'd like to think the tips I give affect people in a positive way. Otherwise, I wouldn't even give them. They're either explaining how things work or talking about strategies that someone might not be aware of. Either way, even if someone only remembers like tiny bits of information, it should be enough to help them play just a little bit better. They've definitely impacted how I play the game. Especially the whole stingray flyfish and that new Pokemon egg move mechanic, egg McMove. Hello, welcome to McDonald's, how may we help you? Nah, they don't say that. McDonald's, what you want? I want an egg McMove, please. And a side of fries. Car? Quest. It's a game on the Switch that I talk about often on my streams. I should probably make a video on it, shouldn't I? How tall are you? I'm 5'8", or 173 centimeter. Why do you like Rent-A-Girlfriend so much? So about that. Rent-A-Girlfriend is an anime I used to bring up on our Sunday streams with Squidman, mainly because of his reaction to the anime's name. I thought it was hilarious. It's not really an amazing anime, definitely not my favorite. And for sure not something I would recommend for you to watch unless you're over 18, since it does include a lot of non-PG topics. But basically it's a show about this college student trying to get over his first girlfriend just randomly dumping him by renting a new girlfriend. Of course that doesn't go well. But the main reason I ever watched the show to begin with is that I could relate to the confusions and struggles the main character was going through. At the time it was airing, my first girlfriend, who I've been together with for 7 years, just had broken up with me unexpectedly. Kind of how the protagonist got dumped out of nowhere. And a trashy show about someone getting over his ex did, to some degree, make me feel a little better. Also, I really like the best friend character. Also, the intro theme song is kinda catchy. What is your least favorite ice cream? Anything with mint in it. Ice cream is already cold, I don't need that extra minty fresh chill. Do you have any pets? Watto is my bearded dragon. What's your favorite Pokemon? Watto! But since he's not an actual Pokemon, Bayleaf. What is the worst Pokemon in Sword and Shield? Watto! Now I need to sip water. Sinistea in its evolution, specifically their authentic form. The reason I think it's the worst Pokemon in the game is that there's absolutely nothing special about this form. It doesn't get any different moves, abilities, or stats. It's even kinda hard to tell if it's a special form or not, unless you're the one who had to use the specific item to make it evolve. It's kinda just out there for anyone wanting to try and catch something super duper rare and serves no other purpose, which is why I think it's the worst Pokemon in the game. Do you plan on making a separate channel for other games? I've thought about it, but I barely post on this channel as is. Why do you only post once a month? The videos I've been working on take forever to make. Like, can X become a champion? Because it's like a 20-hour run through of the game, and then I gotta watch all that footage again to write my script. And then I gotta review the script, and even then the script ain't that good. And then I gotta watch the footage all over again. That's like 80 hours already of me to just cut out the parts and then put them in the video. So if you do the math, it's like 80 hours. But on top of that, I'm also working on my master's degree, and I am a part-time research assistant. So even though my schedule isn't like hyper-packed or anything like that, my brain does get too tired to like actually work on decent videos in a reasonable amount of time. So I could just put out poo-poo videos, but am I gonna? What games do you like besides Pokemon and Splatoon? Octopath Traveler, Xenoblade Chronicles 1 and 2, Breath of the Wild, and Fire Emblem Three Houses. I like other games as well, but those are the main ones that I've liked enough to actually play through a second time. What games are you planning on covering on your channel? Rewind like 10 seconds. Also, I have an abnormal amount of games on my Switch that have Quest in their name. Or what's something you'd like to do for the channel, but you're afraid to jump on? I'd like to try talking about other games besides Pokemon and Splatoon. If you're curious which ones, rewind like 10 seconds. But I'm also open to suggestions. In general though, I want to try and do some more theory/discussions about topics in those games. More my thoughts on them than like hyper research stuff. Think beat 'em ups or Rent-A-Girlfriend reviews or Video Game Donkey, but much less funny. Also, educative type content, where I mostly talk about stuff you might learn in school, but somewhat in the context of game, like game theory stuff, machine learning, or story and design. Oh, and maybe even some more fun stuff, like stream compilations.
God, why do you have so many of them?
Or dumb challenges, you know, random silly videos without doing much research behind them. When will I have time to work on these? Psh, I don't know. Hoping to give each idea at least one shot during 2021 and see how it does. So subscribe and stuff so you don't miss those. Thanks for watching. If you've got any other questions for me, feel free to drop them in the comments below and I'll do my best to answer. Happy holidays, happy new year, thank goodness, and keep on questing.